All right, let's dive right into a topic that is, well, right on the very edge of science and something else. We're going to explore a pretty wild idea today. What if your dreams aren't just random brain static, but actually something way, way more profound?
I mean, really think about it for a second. Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt so real only to have that exact thing happen days or even weeks later? It's that strange, almost unsettling chill you get when you realize you've seen this moment before. You know that feeling, right? It's really hard to just shake it off. Some people call it déjà vu, others precognition, but the experience is something a lot of us have felt. It's that sudden jolt, that flash of recognition when real life snaps into place with a memory from a dream. So the big question is, what is that?
Is it just a crazy coincidence? A weird trick our brains play on us? Or could it be something else? Could it be a genuine, actual glimpse of what's coming next? Let's explore that.
So when it comes to this whole thing, you've really got two main camps. On one hand, you have the standard scientific view. You know, that dreams are just the brain tidying up at night, random electrical signals firing off, processing memories, and cooking up bizarre stories. But then, there's this other, much deeper possibility. That maybe, just maybe, these moments are a real connection to something beyond what we can normally perceive.
And that deeper possibility? Well, it actually has a name. It's called the quantum consciousness connection theory, or QCC for short. And yeah, it's a bold idea that tries to build a bridge between the squishy computers in our heads and the incredibly strange rules that run the universe.
Okay, so here's the core of it. The QCC theory suggests that our brain isn't just a biological machine. It proposes that in certain states, like when we're in a deep sleep, our consciousness can actually tap into the quantum realm. And that's a place where the neat, straight line between past, present, and future gets, well, it gets really blurry.
Think of it like this, okay? Your brain is like this super advanced radio. Most of the day, it's tuned to one station, everyday reality. But when you fall asleep, sometimes the dial can just drift. And for a moment, it picks up a faint signal from a totally different station, a quantum frequency where little pieces of the future might already be broadcasting.
So that sounds pretty out there, right? But how would it even work? I mean, if the brain can tap into the future, what does that actually look like? How does a fuzzy signal from the quantum world become a dream you can actually remember when you wake up? Well, the theory breaks it all down into 3 stages. First, you've got the dream stage. This is when you're deeply asleep, your conscious mind is off the clock, and your subconscious is free to connect with this quantum layer. Next up is projection. Your mind takes these raw little fragments of the future and does what it does best. It translates them into symbols and stories. You know, the language of dreams. And finally, you have the future stage. This is when the real event actually happens, and bam, that's when you feel that powerful, undeniable jolt of recognition. Now, it is really important to get this straight. We're not talking about seeing a perfectly clear movie of the future. The theory has a name for this, the glimpse phenomenon. Think of it more like seeing quick flashes, or just getting a strong feeling, or seeing a single bizarre scene. It's not the whole story, it's just a little glimpse, just enough to make you wonder if our whole idea of time being a one-way street is maybe just an illusion. And that brings us to another really fascinating question. If this is a real thing, is there a point to it? You know, could these little glimpses of tomorrow actually be useful for us, here and now? The person who came up with the theory, Arian, actually grounds this whole idea in his own experiences. He says, "My dreams have played out in real life. Sometimes they even help me avoid small mistakes." So this suggests they might not just be weird glitches, but could serve a real practical purpose, like a kind of intuition. So the idea here is that these glimpses could almost be like an evolutionary sixth sense, a gentle nudge from your future self, just warning you to pay a little more attention, or maybe to double-check something, or to avoid some small screw-up. It's not about dodging a catastrophe. It's more like a quiet, protective instinct that's just woven into our subconscious. All right, let's pull the camera back for a second and just look at the huge picture here. If there is even a tiny bit of truth to any of this, the implications are, well, they're absolutely mind-blowing. It would force us to completely rethink everything we thought we knew about the human mind and our place in the universe. So what does this all really mean? It could mean our brain isn't just passively watching time go by, but it could be an active bridge connecting the present to the future. It could mean our dreams aren't just nonsense, but maybe they're snapshots from a reality where time doesn't flow in a straight line. And, ultimately, it suggests that our own minds might hold these incredible, untapped powers that science is only just beginning to even consider. When you get right down to it, this isn't just a theory about dreams anymore. It's a fundamental challenge to how we understand reality itself. It suggests that maybe consciousness isn't just something the brain makes, but that it's an active participant in the very fabric of the cosmos. Which, of course, leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. The whole idea is kind of wild, isn't it? The thought that somewhere, locked away in our subconscious, we might have access to a power we just don't understand yet. So, what do you think? Are our minds far more powerful than we've ever been led to believe?